What's going on, gamers, and welcome back to another edition of Late Night TCG here on the Shuffle Squad's YouTube channel, where we are up late at night playing games of the Pokemon variety. That's it. That's all I got. I am Kyle Cooper Rios, joined by my good friend Henry Peraza, coming to us from undisclosed new location in New Jersey. Henry, good evening. How are you doing, sir?
Good evening indeed here, Kyle. It's feeling pretty good. Feeling fresh and refurbished, if you can enjoy my background like I have been enjoying it. Excited to be talking about some Pokemon cards, seeing what is going on in the TCG side of the world on this lovely near Halloween.
We're getting close, and it's getting real spooky. We'll get into nitty gritty of things in a bit, but we're gonna hop into some of our top 16 matches, and we got a good one to start you off here tonight, guys. We have one of the GOATs himself of the modern era, Azul Garcia Griego, has made top cut here at Late Night after kind of stumbling at the finish line last week. Azul is in cut against Evan Campbell, one of the regulars I see here in these late night tournaments. So I'm just gonna hop us. I'm actually out with Henry to make this easy for you. I will send you the Twitch link to Azul's page.
Yes. Let me nab that real quick.
Yeah, well, while I do that, I will let you guys know there is an Iron Thorns at 10-0 in cut tonight. So I hope you didn't like your abilities, because neither do they. All right, so we're gonna hop over to the other stream real quick, guys. So hang tight for 2 seconds.
I can
Oops. And I have to put the gameplay up. Hold on. Let's
Azul is playing Gardevoir. Gardevoir Shuppet, not Shuppet, Bennett. Close, but not. Against Turtle.
Oh, there is indeed Turtle. Yet. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Just getting the screens back up, because it's all right, there we go. We should be good now. So no, not yet. Hold on. Hold that thought, guys.
We're so close.
There. We're almost there. All right, we're back. Sorry, Azul. We are we're stream sniping right now, but yeah, Azul here in top 16 here, cut of Late Night, playing a very interesting take on the Gardevoir of it all. He's playing Item Lock Gardevoir, and right now he's having a bad time right now, as his board is lone Ralts on the bench is about to get exploded by this Terapagos here by Evan, and Evan opting for a different build of the Terapagos we haven't seen yet, opting to go for the tankier route with the Bouffalants that make your colorless Pokemon take 60 less damage. So going for the curliest of walls here, and Azul is unfortunately kind of spinning his wheels right now, Henry.
Yeah, this is not the greatest of openers. No Ralts in sight. Well, one in the discard, which is never where you want to see it. And Airy is dropped down on the side of Evan Campbell, who's playing a pretty consistent, I would say, like a pretty normalized type of Terapagos list. Unfortunately, this Airy did not do jack or squat because there's just a whole bunch of Pokemon stuck in the hand of Azul here. That Iono was clutch.
Yeah, that is the top player difference for sure, folks. And you kind of get a bit of a junk hand here. That Artisan will help you at least reestablish another Ralt on the bench, and you can use that Ultra Ball to establish something else also. And you can maybe countercut up one of these thicker support Pokemon. This build of Terapagos is leaning heavy into some control aspects. There's the one copy of Luxray V in here, that has that Fang Snipe attack to have hand control. There's that one Regieleki in the deck to help you get trainer cards back into your deck. And we saw the Airy come down. There's also Zerosix Machinations in his deck. So hand control and being as impossible to knock out is going to be name of the game here for Evan Campbell. As we're just trying to find something to get established here. just kind of taking a look through the prize cards, but unfortunately, like some Gardevoir hands can be, depending on who went first or went second here, it's tough. But we're going to see the Mind Bend come off here. Not going to do any damage due to the Curly Wall, but will confuse the active Tropicos EX Henry. So Evan's going to have to flip a coin if he's going to want to swing through this Monkey Dory here. Oh, gosh. Not the boss.
Okay, well, we're attacking this Shuppet. Maybe the coin flip will still be on the table. I do like... I mean, I like the decision, though. Like, you kind of have to do what you have to do. Anything to survive this turn with some semblance of board presence, so that way you can get off a big Professor's Research on the following turn.
Wow.
But the heads is hit, and the Shuppet is no more. And we are left with a single Monkey Dory.
Yeah, this is not good for Azul. I was gonna maybe anticipate them going for the knockdown to get a switching card, but there is no switch in the deck, so Evan was gonna have to force to kind of swing his way through the confusion, and they're able to do so. And Azul once again gonna try to establish one part of the equation here. This Bayonet EX Gardevoir deck has seen a lot of play as of late. Because item lock continues to be a very, very good strategy to give yourself access to in, card games in general, and especially in Pokemon. Item control has always historically been very good. So, being able to use that everlasting darkness to limit your opponent's item usage is very, very good to help you build up to a large Poltergeist attack. But unfortunately, hard to do either of those things when you don't have Gardevoir nor Shuppet established at this late phase in the game.
Yeah, three prize cards already down on the side of Evan Campbell. The Artisan is at least going to establish, along with the Ultra Ball used earlier, it's going to at least get two of the both halves of the equation started, as well as the Area Zero Stadium is no longer up, so you are still limiting the damage on this Terapagos at least enough. And Ultra Ball pitching both Banette and Mew in order to fetch out another Shuppet. Just anything to keep this board presence. You have an Iono for the following turn to make a potential big comeback. A retreat coming in from the Monkey Dory just to put out this Shuppet.
We're going to go for the enveloping chat. Let me know if you guys can hear me a little bit better, by the way. I did turn my mic up a little bit. So
I hear you good.
We're so back. All right, so we got the Shuppet attack off here. I believe that attack also confuses. So
I think it is also item lock. Did he flip heads? He flipped tails, right?
I can check the logs right now. Let's go back 10 seconds.
Because the enveloping shadow, it deals 10, and if it's heads, your opponent cannot. Well, okay. Well, if you hit heads, your opponent cannot play any item cards from the hand. Unfortunately, tails came in at the worst time, so item cards have been played.
As the kids say, Henry, tails never fails.
It never fails to disappoint me. That's true.
Ain't that the truth? All right, oh man, we got the full team here.
Quite the bench.
Yeah, the one of wrote Luxray is definitely cute technology, and I guess that would be kind of tough here for Azul to lose either of these cards here, because the Iono will definitely be good at policing that hand size for Evan. And, the Prime Catcher would obviously helping get something squishier into the active here. But, again, Azul still continuing to play to his outs here. We're going to see those cards go to Evan's hand there. The Night Searcher is going to come into play to help recover a Pokemon out of the discard. And we're going to throw down that Forest Sealstone. Yeah, excellent tool card to be utilized here, especially with these decks that'll play, V Pokemon. So whatever piece Evan might be missing here, he will be able to go seek it out at will.
Yeah, do you have like a second boss's orders? Maybe. No, he only plays one. So I'm looking for a different card that could help continue to overwhelm the double turbo energy onto the Terapagos so that we can retreat out of the confused one, make sure we're getting our attacks off, and the unified beatdown is going to overwhelm this Shuppet. One more prize card down, slowly ticking away at this clock for game number 1.
Yeah, Azul's in an interesting position here. He is down by a good amount, but the benefit to this Gardevoir deck is that you're forcing your opponent to take 2 prize cards at a time. So Azul is going to get max value out of that Iono, and hopefully we will see. If he's going to be able to put anything together. It might be, you're going to have to get that hand size down to start getting the item lock off. To be able to get any real benefit out of the Poltergeist, but it's going to be hard, Henry. There's a lot of layers here, with this tanky build of Terapagos.
So we're starting off instantly with the Prime Catcher. We're not too worried about losing this Ultra Ball. We're just hoping to draw into anything. 6 new cards off the top. A Curlia, 2 Curlias are hit. Another Ultra Ball, Luminous Energy. This boss's orders is dead. But man, it's slim pickings. Let's see what another 2 cards will do for our friend Azul here.
Yep, we're going to get through more energy.
Discard fodder for Ultra Ball, I suppose.
And here we are. We are going to get the Bayonet EX on board here, a 250 HP Stage 1 Pokemon. And we're going to be able to attach that Luminous Energy. Luminous Energy, a Rainbow Energy, but only when there's no other special energy attached. So it works out great in these, mono energy decks like Psychic. And here we go. Now comes the fun part. Azul is going to be able to use Everlasting Darkness, free of charge. And that's that Boufflant is going to be stuck. There are no switching cards left in the at least any physical switching cards that Evan plays here. So Azul's just going to be able to build up his board and hopefully be able to get something going here.
Yeah, worked into a pretty solid position here, especially with the Bennett EX just holding things down, slowly building up for that Poltergeist if he can find any means to get some psychic energy attached to this Bennett, thinking about whether or not the Gardevoir evolution is the play, because you do remove your one means of refinement, but we're at a late enough stage in the game that you can't afford to not apply some pressure at this point, especially since you have both a Bennett and a Screamtail alive and well.
Yep, we are going to do enough damage here to get this Bandit out of the active. And we do have plenty of energies in a discard pile right now to utilize Screamtail. So Screamtail now is going to see some play here for Azul. And we're doing 160 damage, I believe, to something on the bench.
Yeah, I like this maneuver a lot. Your opponent is at 2 prize cards, so you are at low damage or at low health with the Screamtail, which is only going to give 1 prize card. The Monkey Dory is able to shift 10 damage off the Bennett, and you take out and get 1 prize card by hitting the Boufflant, just keeping the lockdown going. A second Monkey Dory is okay. At the very least, it keeps your 1 Monkey Dory safe and gives you at least some semblance of a backup plan.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem is going to be getting this Boufflant out of the active here for Evan. So Azul might have been able to find himself a pocket here to mount a bit of a comeback. Looking at what Evan has access to, like I said, there is only the one copy of Prime Catcher. You do have Penny, as a pseudo pivot card, as well as Professor Turtle's Scenario. So, there are ways to get in and out here, but you would hope to not have to burn those supporter cards to use that. However, we are gonna see the Luminion hit the bench here. Luminescence allow you to search your deck for a supporter Pokemon or supporter card, excuse me. And we will see what we're gonna grab. It is gonna be the Turo to move this Bouffalant out of the active, Henry.
Yeah,
and we're gonna get a Twitch ad. Oh god.
Oh, ad.
Support Azul, folks.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe. Get rid of those ads.
Hold on
Twitch
second.
Primes.
We can see one second, guys.
In case y'all could not assume, however, though, the Turo is going to get the Bouffalant out of the active. We're going to move in the Terapagos. It's going to hit for 1 billion damage, and this Screamtail will explode like a very, very ancient balloon. In the meantime, Azul locked in the Gardevoir and is trying their best to just set some level of success up for this board, but with only one prize card remaining, this seems like a game that is very far behind.
I will say, though, there is a bit of a lane here to make some moves. The Bouffalant is only good if you're able to stack 2 of them in play. That's how you get Curly Wall to activate. And looking at the board state here now for Evan, they've bench locked themselves for only getting the 1 Bouffalant in play still. So this Terapagos is going to take max damage here. So we're going to move some damage around with the dual Monkey Dories and those Adrena Brains. And then we're going to be able to get the knockout here with the Miracle Force. Sorry, I forgot to remind myself what that move is called. It's been a second.
Yeah, not often is Gardevoir EX the attacker. But hey, 310 health, the Monkey Dory to remove all of the damage that was done to it. 30 per Monkey Dory, 60 damage in total, moved around to the to one of the Terapagoses and to another, as there's already 30 damage on this second Terapagos, and you're dealing 190 per Miracle Force. Not too bad, not too shabby. And this Terapagos doesn't have any energy on it. No threat to the attack, and the heavy ball hits a Shuppet.
Yeah, I did not get a good look at what we have energy-wise left in the deck. We're going to go for the boss's orders here. And once again, I think Azul's going to be able to move some energy around and help correct the math on this Luxray V. So again, another bench hitter Pokemon is going to get... Oh, no. Actually, no. Instead, we're just going to keep the Luxray stuck here and I think just punch into it. Keep Evan at a position where they can't move this guy. Now we're just going to get to pick apart the board a little bit.
Yeah, after a terrible start, weaving their way into a winning position. It's not an ideal spot you want to be in. You never want to be down your opponent down to their last prize card, threatening any sort of knockouts. But a Jet Energy is going to get this Terapagos back up.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Because there's only...
Yeah, because you can only attach 1 energy per turn, and Terapagos takes 2 energies to attack. So, train leaves the station at 7, Henry, and there ain't enough energy to get an attack off this turn.
Yeah, we're arriving at frame roll too soon. If you appreciate. Oh, and we are able to move over energies anyway, thanks to the Monkey Dory. So the switch in just kind of leaves the Terapagos open for yet more damage. Boss's orders as well to bring up the knockdown, and this is Azul finding game.
Wow.
Navigating through. What a turnaround.
Listen, man. Azul is one of the smartest players on planet Earth. He's a 6-time regional champion for a reason. He's one of the most accomplished players in the modern era. And for seeing lines like that, man, again, when you play a deck like, Bayonet Gardevoir, you have these pockets to where you basically force your opponent into taking the 6 prize cards. You don't bench any huge bench liabilities in these, within that deck. So, you give yourself these pockets to, make some really big comebacks like you saw Azul able to do, waiting for the right time to, granted, that start was less than ideal. It was kind of, bench your lone engine Pokemon, and then you kind of have to swing your way back into the game. But again, it's shown, even if you have those starts like that, there is enough going into deck, to get it to work here.
Yeah, the grind game of Gardevoir EX, just being able to consistently facilitate energy for any psychic Pokemon, utilizing Monkey Dory as a way to control damage, and as you mentioned, basically forcing your opponent to take 1 prize card at a time, knock out 6 individual Pokemon if you play your cards right. Like that is, that's a level of inevitability that isn't as common in decks this format, since a lot of decks are really pedal to the metal right now.
Yep, and we're gonna see Evan opt to go first here. Terapagos obviously is a deck that wants to establish that early game board. Number 1, because you can't use your primary attack going second anyway, and number 2, you're a deck that plays evolving Pokemon that can really help you pop off on that second turn. So, we're going to see the Fan Rotom hit the board here, as well as another Terapagos established. So we're going to use that Fan Call, only usable on your first turn of the game. Grab 3 colorless Pokemon with HP of 100 or less. Put them into your hand. We're going to see a couple of Hoot-Hoots hit the bench here.
Again, baffling. I said it before, I'll say it again. Just only available on the first turn. Go +3.
Well, and then get Iono'd.
Owned liberal.
Get bent, unfortunately. Tough stuff there. Now, granted, if Evan does draw into another Noctowl, that does open up the avenue to really get the floodgates going here. Is that a Kofu in there? What the heck? That guy's crazy.
Yeah. Put 2 from your hand into the bottom of your deck, and then draw 4.
That's pretty sick. It's sick.
It's rad. I'm not sure what he's trying to keep in the deck and not in his hand, or like search out at deliberate times. But hey, I mean, it's a draw card.
I will be watching the YouTube video on this very closely. Yeah. We hit the heads from deep. We hit it every time.
We never miss. I think I'm never ever. And this is gonna preventing item cards is huge.
Oh no.
The Airy. Ripping the Prime Catcher. Yeah. Get that out. Another Iono in hand threatens more. You could just like play Artisan Iono. Either way, this Terapagos is going to take the knockout on the Shuppet. Can't really play any cards in hand thanks to the Shuppet.
Yeah.
Didn't choose to evolve if he drew a Noctowl. If he didn't, then that explains that.
Yeah, it's tough because like the Noctowl will get you to trainer cards, but you can't use most of the good ones at this point anyway. So fair. I think at this point everyone's just like, all right, let me just establish a lead here, and then we'll go from there. And we're gonna see the Buddy Poffin hit the deck, and we're going to see Azul go for possibly grabbing the Spiritomb, which does have some merit in a deck like this. It will prevent the Lumineon from activating. But instead, just going to opt to, double his count of Shuppet and Ralts, go for the Iono, take away that 7-card hand from Evan, and see himself a fresh 6. So we do get the Bayonet and the Psychic Energy here. So that's a huge Iono there for Azul. We do have the Ultra Ball also to possibly go get a Curlia here, if you want to go that route. But I think it could also be important just to set up the Bayonet, get the item lock. And Kofu, Big Kofu, has entered the chat here, and he's going. See you, buddy.
Yeah, it's bye. Pitching that Kofu immediately, choosing to prioritize Gardevoir
Uh,
of all
not a
misclick.
maybe he's trying to. I don't know what his strategy is here, but Azul's is now walked away from the screen. So
he's now getting up. Uh-oh. Not a good sign. Never a good sign to where it's like, well,
we're AFK.
yeah.
All right. You can see them talking about it right now. No, Azul, come back. Come back.
Oh, we're
That looks like that could have been a mouse problem where Azul accidentally grabbed the Gardevoir EX instead of the Curlia.
yeah.
I'm sure he wanted.
Well, it's glued to his hand now because the Iono gets him another Gardevoir, Spiritomb, some energy, Counter Catcher, and a Professor's Research. Kind of a nothing hand.
Yeah, I guess we just counter catcher up the Hoot here, and then just keep the lock going on.
Yeah.
Or actually, it could maybe it would have been a scenario that it maybe contemplating going for the Poltergeist there, but a 5-card hand, you don't necessarily know what you got going on there. That's why you build up the item lock for a long time, knowing that your opponent can't play them, and then they just play into your big damaging attack.
We do end up going for the knocked out evolution here on the side of Evan, able to search out a triad of cards.
And here we go.
Or a duo of cards, but then play one of them, the Turos, in order to get it out of the hand immediately. You search some big, powerful cards, including the Area Zero Underground, and able to get the Terapagos back up, who's already double turboed energied up, to 160 onto the already damaged Bennett. And now, a pair of prize cards over to Evan, once again firmly establishing this lead. This research has got to hit.
Yeah, it's kind of an awkward position you put yourself in here. We get some Curlias, so that's good, and an Ultra Ball to go seek out the other Bayonet. So you're going to draw some cards here. The Buddy Buddy Fafin will hit the discard. We're just going to see another Luminous Energy and a Super Rod. We do have access to that second Curlia. Thinking about what to move here. Looks like the Hisuian Heavy Ball will be the discard fodder, and we do draw into the Bayonet, which is good.
Which immediately gets evolved. We can set up the lock yet again, choosing to do so. Gravity Gemstone is a fun one.
Yeah, that makes it so that each active Pokemon has one more retreat cost in their retreat. So definitely good for keeping like awkwardly chunky Pokemon even more, keeping them even chunkier. But also, yet again, the addition of another energy into your retreat cost is huge for certain decks. So it may not be a huge factor in this set here, but definitely is, I'm sure, important in other matchups across the meta.
Yeah, a lot of Pokemon that are really good at pivoting with that free retreat cost can potentially get a lot of math thrown off once you have to compensate for that. Meanwhile, not only Azul isn't really playing any switch cards besides the Crime Catcher in order to get his Pokemon out, but you never are short on energy to discard. 06 Machinations.
Yeah, that is a gross card.
That it is.
Azul will have to discard cards in his hand until he has a 3-card hand. The inner machinations of his mind are an enigma, Henry.
Yeah, they are unfathomable.
Spilled milk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That is the Lost Origins Bouffalant making a fun appearance in his deck. That is a cute card. Yeah, it has the Lost Headbutt ability, which does 50 damage, and it puts an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon in the Lost Zone.
For 3 energy. 3
It's
colorless energy.
Yeah, it's definitely a little costly, but it's cute at the very least. I'm sure that has some niche, matchup in a control sense. We are going to have the Stadium bump here. We're going to force Evan to discard Pokemon on his bench. Until he's back to a normal size here.
Yeah, lowering the max damage. It's not going to affect the lifespan of this Bennett currently in the active. But your opponent is at 3 prize cards, and they're not threatening anything that could bump up the amount of prize cards they could take in one swing. These Curlias have not been super helpful, though.
No, it's unfortunately very tough for Azul. But does find a Professor Turo to pick up that Shuppet, move everything into the hand. So he is going to be able to at least keep a fresh set of ghosts here. Only one non-rule box Pokemon left in the deck, and that is the Monkey Dory. Who's going to go ahead and grab it? Not going to be able to get the... Okay, no, just opting to go for the give him the sack here on the Shuppet.
Make him take 1 prize card at a time. 12 cards left in deck. Only 1 is Gardevoir, which seems like it's going to unlock the entire hand. But without evolving into the Bennett, you do remove the lock, which allows any amount of cards to be slammed down onto the table on the side of Evan, which he is doing with gusto.
And I will say one of the benefits here for Azul is that you can kind of take the he has the full single prize board here, so any knockout that Evan takes is it going to be like super consequential in the long run. He can't lose the game on this turn, and then allows him to kind of get very creative. Moving Pokemon around, moving damage around. We'll see what this next turn has in store for him. But Evan is going to reestablishing the Owls to, hopefully be able to turn those into knocked Owls and, help accelerate his own deck searching. Right now, just doing a good job, just getting everybody established.
Double Monkey Dory is at very least threatening. Another Bravery Charmed up Terapagos. The setup is powerful for this Terapagos deck. Being able to turbo so many cards into the hand and play protection with the double Bouffalant, reducing the amount of damage by 60 as long as he's got both of them.
Yeah, if you're even partially well set up in matchups like this, your turn 2s can really pop off with the knocked Owls in any Terapagos build. But we are going to see the promotion of the Curlia, which leads me to believe that Azul might be trying to look for the Gardevoir here to maybe assist in getting a knockout. Once again, going to bump the Area 0 under depths with the Artizone. Because once again, going to force Evan to move Pokemon around here.
Only got to get rid of 1 Pokemon from the bench, at least this time, for Evan. But yeah, I think, Kyle, it's Gardevoir or bust at this point. 13 cards in deck, and you see 4 of them. You probably even Artizon first to keep your odds up. Get that Shuppet out of the deck. Now there are 2 Gardevoirs.
Yeah, we're going to start refining away. 10 cards left in the deck. Ugh, this double Curly is cute.
Hey.
EX. We did it.
Mission complete.
But now things get interesting because we now have 2 Monkey Dories established here. So we're going to be able to move a little bit of damage around. We're going to see Azul load up here. Gets 60 damage on the board. And could move all of that off, to help make this target a little bit smaller.
You need to be able to do 190 to this Terapagos. 180 left. Oh, but the Bouffalon, I forgot. So that's going to cut it by 60. This Terapagos was never exploding. But also, as long as there's no Area 0 underground, this Gardevoir survives handily from the Terapagos' attack and is starting to threaten everything on the board, with the exception as long as the Monkey Dories are able to keep moving damage counters around. Boss's Orders slams down the Shuppet into the active slot. And a double turbo energy in the wings for the next Terapagos. Not making the same mistake as the previous game, where it burned through the setup a little too quickly. Instead, we managed the resources a little bit more slowly in this game, did Evan, and it's paying off dividends as the threat only seems to stack up and gain more, be more overwhelming as we get into the late game.
Yep, there we go. And again, the Shuppet is such a it's a magnet Pokemon. You want to get that out of your hair as fast as possible, knowing the potential of what a Bayonet EX means. So Evan doing the smart thing and hunting down what he believes to be the biggest threat on the board. Gardevoir will take a knockout here, but then Azul's going to have to figure out how to get the subsequent knockouts, and I just don't know if there's enough set up here to pull that off. You're going to consider benching the other Shuppet, but no, instead going to go for the Iono to 1 here.
It's powerful. Does he plan to get out of the active at all? He does. We're retreating out into a separate Kirlia.
Yeah, let's say we're just going to load up the energy here again. Ooh, but there is a play here where Azul can move the damage off of this Kirlia to get the knockout on the Terapagos, and then be in a position to get, a knockout on something else here.
That seems to be what he's going for, Kyle. Instant 30 damage, 30 more onto this Terapagos. 290.
Now, what do we get off the prize cards? Nothing that'll help you right now, unfortunately.
Slim pickings in this hand. But you've got to evolve. 80 damages, or 80 health is just not capable of surviving at all.
Yeah, and you got Evan down to a 1-card hand here, to a 2-card hand, so nothing going to be... he might not be in any sort of real danger, but it's still something that's, again, you don't know what Evan has sitting on the other side of the board right now, so...
Precarious spot to be sure. 1 prize card left. Yet this Gardevoir is not really in danger of dropping down to a single hit. And all you need to do is attach some energy to it. Is do the same type of Gardevoir shuffle. Like you retreat from one Gardevoir to the other, attach some energy to it, move that damage onto the Terapagos, and do a big attack. A nice little loop between these 2 Gardevoirs with the power of double Monkey Dory to keep up a clock on the side of Azul, working himself into a pretty good position.
Yeah, but that Forest Sealstone being accessible there to Evan is going to help him get whatever it is to, get over the hump here. Could be a Noctowl, could be something else to, we're going to see the Noctowl here. The Noctowl will allow you to search out whatever the possible missing pieces are here, for Evan. We only need 1 prize card to be taken. For those of you wondering at home, our Iron Thorns is 12-0 right now.
Oh my god.
It, it hit 2 Lugias in Top Cut.
Oof.
For those of you not, for those of you not in the know, that matchup stinks.
That's not great.
Dare I say it's unwinnable if you don't play the Fluttermane, which guess what a lot of lists aren't playing? The Fluttermane.
Cutting the Fluttermane, getting caught by the breeding grounds of Iron Thorns. Late night, apparently.
It's real Thorns hours, bro. All right, we're still. Evan's still working through this turn here. Did opt to get that knocked owl. Did not get a glance at what they grabbed though.
Any means to switch. Whether they ended up getting Penny.
Oh yeah, yep. Penny's gonna be able to help you pick up your basic Pokemon and everything in your hand. So Evan's gonna be able to reestablish a board here. Was he gonna go for the Fang Snipe to, discard cards out of Azul's hand?
I don't hate it, right? Like you notice your opponent is in this like damage dealing loop. So you need to break that cycle somehow, and you're not able to take and if you're not able to take a knockout, then attacking the hand and attacking the deck is a good way to do it. That's why you play the Luxray V, discarding any trainer card in the hand.
Good card.
Yeah, it's the entire hand practically.
All right, are we going to reestablish that Terapagos, though? No, okay. No, looks like we are going to go for the Fang Snipe.
Now, the risky part here is that if you don't, while you gain perfect information and you get a discard out of your opponent's hand, it doesn't really do anything to threaten out the Gardevoir that exists. And Luxray might not be too long for the world if the Monkey Dories have anything to say about it as well.
Yeah, there we go. The Fang Snipe going to come down. We're going to be able to discard a trainer card from the hand.
What do you take? The Boss? The Luminous?
The Boss is probably the card that is like most omnipresent of danger. That kind of forces Azul into a little bit more of a linear pathway. And exactly what's going to get discarded there. So,
Banette EX is the next card drawn. Might be the final Pokemon in the deck, though Artisan does say otherwise.
Artisan would like to have a word with you.
Yeah, it's like, excuse me, there's a Shuppet in here.
Some of us still live here, so. All right, now comes the strategy of just moving guys around. And now we're going to, again, once again, Psychic Embrace onto the active Gardevoir. Move damage with the Monkey Dory to help correct math. That is going to allow Azul to take another 2 prize cards here.
The Bouffant only protects normal Pokemon, correct?
Correct. It only protects against colorless Pokemon.
Colorless, excuse me, yeah.
Yeah, same deal. I still call them normal types.
That's what they are. They're normal types, most of them. I mean, it's Stellar, Turtle.
He is quite stellar.
Yes, he is. Choosing to keep the Luxray in the active slot. Only dealing 200.
This is probably on purpose, so that way he can monkey Dory at the next. Oh, I think he's. Is he conceding here? I think all Evan needs is a boss. We're contemplating the scoop right now.
If they have the boss, then they win.
Searching the deck. We have Airy and Turo.
Bad.
He's thinking about it. He's hovering.
Yeah, waiting for the clear confirmation. They're like, "Yep, this game is over." Yeah, what is that? What is boss? The last card in the prize?
It's possible.
He only plays the one, I believe.
Yeah, and I don't see it. I didn't see it in the discard pile, so. Interesting stuff.
Excuse me.
No, you're good. All right, the winner of this goes on to play Star Char, by the way. Oh, okay. Just passing the buck here. All right, so now things can get interesting. Azul can move damage off of this damage Gardevoir EX to knock out the Luxray, and still have the full array of tools to mitigate some of that damage. To knock to hurt that Terapagos on the bench. I don't think he's gonna be able to get there this turn because the Bouffalants are so. Oh, whoa! The bro just folded. That's crazy.
Did he really have no way to knock out the Gardevoir, to threaten the Gardevoir? And
that's crazy.
Really? And then was just caught in the however many turns it would take for Gardevoirs just to do their little Dougie, like go back and forth.
Yeah. I look forward to watching the this with commentary on it later on Azul's side, because I'm very curious as to what was going on there.
But for the moment, that's that. A 2-0 on the favor of Azul, who moves on to play Star Char in top 8. One top 8 set has already been completed with Omega Nerd, our Iron Thorns flawless progressive individual, taking down the entire field. My lord.
Yeah. All right. While we go wait for all this to set up again, Henry, I'll bring it back to us for a bit. How about that?
That sounds like a plan.
All right. Hang tight for 2 seconds, guys. Hi, it's us, your favorite commentators.
Hello.
Oh wait, my camera is out. What's going on here? Where are you?
No.
I know you see me here. There we are. There's us. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That interesting game there from Azul. I don't know what quite was going on there. I think there are some talks of screenshots of cards that may or may not have been prized or not. So again, I look forward to watching the commentary on that one. But that deck certainly does have comeback potential that I was unaware of. I was severely unaware of the game of that deck.
You gotta appreciate it, right? Like you play the long game, you establish that you want to play the long game. That's where the deck is kind of built into it. And I guess that's what leads into choices like instead of all of these really powerful draw spell, excuse me, not spells, drawing trainer cards.
Your Yu-Gi-Oh is showing.
Yes, sorry, my fault. Like.
All right, sorry about that, guys. My internet pooped out for a second. So, all right, sorry about that, guys. My internet pooped out for a second. So, had a little bit a glitch in the matrix. So, you were talking about Iono before, Henry.
Yes. So the 4 Iono, and instead of playing something like 4 Professor's Research to have, on top of that, in order to turbo through your deck and get set up as fast as possible, you play the 1 Kofu in order to prevent deck out in the late game while still turboing through your deck. in order to get what you need. He's playing 0 copies of Rare Candy, just wanting to progressively set up over the course of many turns. Like, this is a deck built for the late game.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's pretty cool.
Worked out. I was take a look at. I think I see a Clough in one of these windows. Henry, you want to go to match 3?
Let's do it.
All right, hang there for 2 seconds, guys. Oh, we're so back, chat. It's real Clough hours right now here.
It's
late night,
we're looking at some crabs.
It's Cloughington gaming time. I love this deck so much. It is a pile, but it is my pile. Yeah, we're seeing it from the perspective of Pidgeot control right now. And now, funnily enough, Henry, I can actually provide some insight on this matchup. I played into this at a cup on this past Sunday, and it's how do I put it? It's not as bad as it might look on paper. I'd have to take a look at the list here, but Clough unironically does like kind of okay into Pidgeot control if you're swinging in anything that's not a Pidgeot. Because Clough does have one hit potential into a lot of the bench hitters in this deck, so it's an interesting call here. As we see the Petulant in the active here, that card is very cute and nifty in these decks that require setup. You can poison your opponent's Pokemon to knock them out in between turns, so that A, sets them on the back foot, and B, makes it so that they can't access Pheasantipity. So that's like Clough. Deck's kind of cool.
I always appreciate those lists and those decks that play on just a slightly different axis than the rest of the field. It's the reason why I was enjoying Azul's list, on top of it being piloted well. Just seems to be on a different axis compared to how quickly things can be set up, and it's all about like how quickly you can set up, how quickly you can put things together so you can attack as soon as possible, or the control style where you're trying to slow the game down to the crawl and completely control the hand. Clough is just, hey, I'm going to play with special conditions. We're going to have to deal with poison. Like, that is a out of left field type of setup. And you know what? The crab seems really happy to be here.
Yeah, as a wise man once said, I don't know what that sign says because I can't read. So, Clough is it's definitely a deck. I think hitting for fighting type damage right now is a luxury that other decks don't have, with Tropicos being as popular as it is. So I think Clough has somehow found his way back into the good graces of a lot of people, myself included. But we are going to see the Iono come through here for our Pidgeot player. Is Holdeno is what their name is. It looks like we could just go for the 100 from Blustery Wind come through here to knock out the Petulant. Opting to use the Forest Seal Stone first, though.
Get the choice of card, the Counter Catcher, for perhaps immediately, so we can take out the Brute Bonnet, or do 100 damage, rather, to this Brute Bonnet, and get rid of the Artisan in play. This is game 3, by the way, between these two competitors.
Yeah, the Brute Bonnet is okay. That's having that in hand is huge because that again, you forcing up the Brute Bonnet forces OG Shi to have the switching card to move it, but we're still a piece short here. We do not have. Okay, never mind. There's the energy.
Correctly.
Okay, sorry about it. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
All right, sorry. OBS did that thing again where it decides to not show up to work. So,
classic OBS moment.
All right, so we're doing 170 here to the Pidgeot. Again, Pidgeot is annoying. It's got a lot of HP, and it resists fighting. It's one of those few instances where that resistance actually does kind of matter.
Yeah, it turns it into a 3-hit KO instead of a 2-hit KO. It comes up.
Makes a big difference. We're going to go into quick search, grab the one of whatever it is you might need here. Eyeing up some of those gnarlier supporters, possibly the Ericas, possibly. We're going to go for the boss instead. Again, I think sticking with the strategy of keeping the big guys stuck here, and a good use of the Blustery Wind there And this is kind of the again the fortunate downside of Clough is that you are constantly making yourself a moving target with the poisoning yourself. That stuff like that can happen. All Pidgey had to do is 100 damage, and then you will get knocked out in between turns from the poison.
So now we did ourselves another Cloth, another double turbo energy.
Oh, choose.
Draw one.
We
Nest
get
ball.
what are we gonna grab here?
This Pidgeot is going to be knocked out by the poison this in between these two turns, though.
Yes, that is a strategy you can take here. Um, that we did just enough poison damage last turn, and then all get what Petra has to do, and the turn of the active was that toxic subjugation. Your opponent gets 5 extra damage counters placed during Pokemon checkup, plus an extra 3 from Radiant Hisuian Sneasler's ability. So again, a very real nifty alternate way to knock out your opponent's Pokemon. And again, also shutting off access to things like Fez, if that is ever relevant in your matchup.
Which honestly, with the popularity of Pheasantipity, like you should a pretty good way to play.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, granted, there aren't any. There is no Fez in this list for Holdino. It is control, so you don't really need a bench liability like that when you already play a bunch of bench liabilities. But here we go, counter catching up. Going to be forcing OG Shi to have the switch option, and instead we're just going to go for the instant charge. Keep the hand healthy, Henry.
And this hand is looking mighty fine as well. As soon as you get another Pidgeot or another Pokemon that you want to be able to stay in the active for a long time, you can equip it with the Hero's Cape or the Bravery Charm and let it sit there for that many more turns.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 1 second, Henry. I just got to step away from my computer real quick.
Copy. So we're triggering the Brute Bonnet in order to get to that poison up and ready to go. Toxic Powder is going to poison both active Pokemon. But since Brute Bonnet was in the active, it itself does not get poisoned. Meanwhile, the Petulant is able to waltz in and take the knockout. 1 prize card down, 2 more to go on the side of the Clough pile. Meanwhile, we're kind of stuck here for Holdine, right? Powered through quite a bit of the deck already. No major setup. The boss's orders is going to be the trainer card for the turn to bring up that Brute Bonnet yet again. Palpad to cycle things back seems to be the choice. Boss and Arvin? No, Boss and Iono want to be able to get some hand control back in the favor of Holdine towards the end of this. Instant charge to draw 3. Not in threat of anything dropping this turn. Definitely needs that final switch card, which there isn't really one of them remaining. We've gone through a number of switch cards. Jet Energy is the selection, though, and that's going to get the Electrode back up with the Toxic Powder to boot. And now Hisuian Electrode is ready for the party.
My goat. And with a relevant attack in this matchup, Hisuian Electrode V has the Tantrum Blast ability, does 100 for every status condition you're afflicted with, and it can attack for no energy. With the Radiant Sneasler, you hit 130 exactly. So now we have a lone Rotom against the world.
But a million cards in hand. Yet all that we seem to be playing is boss's orders for Brute Bonnet and trying to stall out as many of the switch cards as possible, both from the switch carts and the Jet Energy that was just played. I believe that should be all 4 of those. So these 6 cards in hand. but we got to play some cards. And
Wild
we
concept.
we play the bare minimum here, Kyle. It is Chi-Yu, Hero's Cape, draw 3 more.
252 special attack Chi-Yu.
Well, yeah, choice specs in the sun.
Overheat. Yep, now looking at what we have access here to for OG Shi, exactly what you said. There's 3 switch cards in the deck and the 1 copy of Jet Energy as your hard, as your pivot cards. So, didn't get a good look at what's in the discard, but if that's everything that we've had access to, this Brute Bonnet is sticking around. Ooh, but here comes Arvin.
It could very much not be. I believe we've seen on stream 2 switch cards and the 1 Jet Energy.
So it'd be a shame if it was the last prize card. Oh god, they're all in a discard.
Uh-oh. So this Brute Bonnet's here to stay. I'm playing a Turo, maybe?
Oh, okay. Interesting tech inclusion in this deck. The Perilous Jungle adds another 2 damage counters onto your opponent's non-darkness type Pokemon during Pokemon checkup. So again, just more status infliction in this deck. Why not?
Pokemon checkup is, it's always that kind of untap upkeep phase, right? And this is a deck designed. It's like, yeah, that upkeep, you're paying attention to it now.
Yeah.
Everything's on a clock.
Gotta be very, very careful here. Also, for those wondering at home, Azul and Starchar are 1 game. Azul's up 1 game to 0 on Starchar. Winner of this goes on to play Jose Yuri B. 1 prize card away, but again, this is the problem you run into with Clough against these controlling archetypes, is that you will eventually find yourself, up the creek without any paddles here. Pidgeot control is just so good at decimating your board, decimating your hand size. This deck has attacking routes into everything. We're just gonna charge and draw more cards.
Patience is a virtue, Kyle, but we're slowly but surely running out of that. The Rotom V is not it's not looking super healthy right now. 150 gone and 2 more upkeeps.
Yeah, this is fine because they do have the penny in hand, so all this damage is going to be for naught. We're just going to be able to penny this thing up and then just reset the clock here. If anything, it puts Holdeno on the offensive here, where they're going to have to start swinging to get these knockouts.
Not too bad with a Clough in the back, but you do want to leave this Brute Bonnet in for as long as possible since it can't really do anything. But there is the penny, picking things back up, dropping into Chi-Yu at 290 HP thanks to the Hero's Cape.
It's a big old snail.
Rotom, and draw 3 cards, pass the turn.
All right, we now move the ball back to OG Shi's court, and again, this Brute Bonnet is just going to be stuck here. And once we get, I believe if we're playing Chi-Yu, that means there has to be at least 1 fire energy in the deck. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, there's 1 fire energy in the deck, so we are going to be able to use that Jealously Singe attack to mill cards off the top.
This Blood Moon Ursaluna in the far left of the hand as well is waiting in the wings for its chance to strike. Its attack at this stage in the game would be free.
Yeah, it's a tough game to play here because it's gonna force if they don't have the way to get the Clough powered up, No, I don't think you want to take the knockout here because there's only one prize card left on the other side.
Yeah, you're playing it slow for that reason, but you're also just kind of waiting without really having it doesn't feel like there's a direction here with just playing the waiting game.
Yeah. What's my motivation?
Real. The Bravery Charm and a pass turn does extend the clock by another turn, but we'll let the 50 damage stack. And a whole host of cards in hand, including another penny.
Love to see it.
Prolong the game.
Just making it happen here. Again, that's what you got to do. You know, you got to keep going for the for the key resources here. But at the same time, keep yourself from decking out as well. You only have 7 cards left in deck, so.
Am I wrong in thinking that the win condition here for Holdeno is centered around that Blood Moon Ursaluna?
It's possible. They're just gonna keep passing the buck back and forth here, but kind of a tough spot to be in. Also, Azul is in top 4 against the undefeated Omega Nerd with Iron Thorns. Love that.
Yeah,
Control is very good tonight, Henry.
Yes, it seems that way. And you know what? Azul and Azul and Omega Nerd are currently playing out their match as we bear witness to the slowest clock.
Let's go watch Azul. I'm calling you audible. Let's go watch Azul. This is going to be a slow burn, folks. We're going to go over to the other match.
Yeah.
So hold on for 1 second. All right, I'm just fixing the old screen here, and there we go. We should be back, folks. Gardevoir.
Gardevoir Gaming. Gardevoir Gaming.
That is her last name. Fear her.
Be
Now
prepared.
this is interesting because I don't really know what. Oh, well, again, shout outs to my goat, Josh Frink in the Azul's chat, explaining his thoughts on the matchup. Saying the matchup is free. You just take a Sharpie and write future on your Gardevoir EX, and then you can still Psychic Embrace to it. You know what? You know what, Josh? You might be onto something there.
Yeah, now we're thinking with portals.
We've now entered eating your opponent's your opponent's card as the win condition.
Mm-hmm. It's just cardboard.
It's good for you, probably, right? Oh, sorry, guys. I accidentally closed out of my window. Get that back up there. We're back.
We're here. Keeping an eye on that Holdeno and OG Shi match in the back as they make progress. Maybe.
Tough call. Somebody's got to win that match, though. So
eventually. Crazy how we're at top 4 on one side of the bracket and top 16 on the other side.
Ooh, hitting the double turbo off the top rope, though. That's going to be huge. And here comes the crushing hammer. And the hammer is going to come down here. Now, granted, I don't think that's going to be like too... Oh, man. That was a busted turn from Omega. This, you know, you gotta this Path Judge has always been a good thing, man. Ability lock and minimizing your opponent's hand size has always been effective. So Azul's gonna be able to get that energy back at the very least, but he has to find a way to get the Bayonet out here. This is a deck that I feel like can struggle very heavily against the item lock of Everlasting Darkness. So we'll see if Azul's able to find it here. They got the Iono off the Judge, so the hand size is going to be pushed right back up to 6. And there we go. There's Bayonet again.
Yeah, it's a stalemate and a half on both sides here, because the Bayonet will prevent every card except for the Iron Thorns and trainer cards, I suppose, from being played. Supporter cards, excuse me. So we're just kind of looking at each other.
Yep, we're gonna go.
If you are able to take out this Iron Thorns, though, that's game.
Now, granted, because this deck plays so many item cards, there's a high chance that Azul can just kind of go for the Everlasting Darkness now and probably have enough cards in the hand to hit it. It's just... Did you know that this deck only plays 4 Pokemon in it, folks?
Oh, and there's the second one.
Jazza Jose Iuri in the chat waiting for the control match to finish. Sorry, bro. Ooh, okay. That is a spec I was not expect. I did not see. Expect to see in the deck tonight. This has been a hot contention for the few Iron Thorns players left in the room still, and that is what spec to play. In this case, Omega Nerd opting to play the Legacy Energy to make that prize race a little bit more difficult for your opponent. It's 2:30 in the morning in Brazil. God bless you, brother. You are.
Oh man.
That is
Go to bed.
That is late, dare I say. All right, Azul. Looks like he's just opting to attach an energy to that benched Shuppet. Probably just putting a sack on this frontline one. Oh, Pokemon catcher. From deep. And we miss.
I think you're way ahead of me.
Oh, am I?
I think one of us is.
I'm watching on YouTube, so I don't know if that makes a difference for you or not.
I am watching on Twitch, so let me go to YouTube.
I'm actually from the future, Henry. I don't know if I told you this or not.
Why can you tell me? I feel
the
so
winning
betrayed.
the winning lottery number is 3.
Right. Oh, it looks like the match that we had just been watching is no more. In the BC that we're sitting in, at least.
Okay. Go ahead, Clough 1. Crazy.
W.
W Clough.
W Clough.
Alrighty. I'm curious what Azul's strat's gonna be here. This is the Ultra Ball to get the other Bayonet again.
Yeah, sitting on this Mew EX.
I'm gonna move some of that damage off the board here.
Yeah, 140 is the number that Iron Thorns does. So that will not be enough to knock out. So that would be 250 in total. Never mind, that would be plenty to knock out. Mew is not a very thick Pokemon.
No, she is frail and weak. Oh, that's damn. Rip Clough, bro. Pulled two Pidgeot controls in the same top cut. That's gnarly.
Good luck and have fun.
Emphasis on the have fun part.
Yeah. So the Shuppet comes down. Free retreat cost is gonna set up for the Shuppet to put some damage on, and we are going to be moving 30 damage over. Going for the Poltergeist? We are. And that is 180 for a total of 210 on this Iron Thorns.
I think I might be am I ahead of you? You're behind. Am I behind? Oh yeah, I was behind. My bad, guys. Sorry. Something happened there. But yeah. Shout out to Iron Thorns. Here we go, retreating back again into the Mew. Or excuse me, the Mew getting bossed up there with the Volt Cyclone. That's gonna be a knockout there. So that's gonna put Iron Thorns onto one prize card. We're going to need a singular energy here. And Azul has a one card hand to play with. He does have that Bayonet, that baby Bayonet to pop it and get a supporter back. There you go. Puppet Offering. Allow you to put a supporter from your discard pile into your hand at the cost of lost zoning your Shuppet there. Here we go. The Iono to 1. Is it enough?
You do lose out on your source of damage, though it does not matter in the case of the existing Iron Thorns. So all you need to do is 20, and the Everlasting Darkness is 30. So that's going to take the knockout. It matters. It comes up. And most importantly, that is going to prevent the... It is going to prevent the prize card, 2 prize cards from being taken, but most importantly, it is going to shut down the use of all item cards.
When seeking making top cut? That's a great question.
Seeking. That's a pull.
That's a guy. That is indeed a Pokemon.
One of the Pokemon.
It is a fish. One of many fish Pokemon.
We appreciate its fish-like behavior.
Ooh, okay, we're seeing the boss stall again, possibly. Boss up the Monkey Dory. And Prime Catcher offline for Azul because there's no other benched Pokemon on the side of Omega Nerd.
Just Iron Thorns and 1 card in hand. How much can you do?
Yo, wait, the Kofu?
The Kofu, is it gonna come up?
It's blinking. You can pick it if you really want to.
You can play that card. However, Monkey Dory is kind of a sitting duck right now.
Oh, it's Kofu time, baby.
It's Kofu time. We need to draw something.
There you go. Put to the bottom of your deck and draw 4 cards. Not a bad ability for sure. We're just going to attach Retreat out. And there you go. Go to Everlasting Darkness to item lock the Iron Thorns. So with a 1 card hand, no Pokemon on the bench, and no way to play items, this is going to be the slow burn that Azul was definitely looking for here.
All you need is 4. Well, if you wait another 2 turns, then all you need is 3 cards in hand for them to be item cards, trainer cards.
And sometimes all you need is love, Henry.
So true. Sometimes you just need to trust in the heart of the cards.
And there better be some heart left in that deck, because Azul's again building up the good stuff here. There you go, card 3. Oh, the Boosty Capsule.
One card is played though. That was what Azul did not need.
No,
Oh wait, we're building up the Gardevoir. Gardevoir can do 190 now,
we're so
and
back,
there's
Chad.
180 left. Game is done because of the Miracle Force.
Dare I say, it was a miracle.
Oh, pulled out of the hat. No more Iron Thorns in deck. No ability to call for backup or on field. And that is game number 1 going to Azul, who's on a warpath of his own.
Yeah, man. Azul is one of the most accomplished players of all time. He's a multi-time IC champion, 6-time regional champion, one of the most accomplished players in the modern era, and a top-tier content creator too. So again, anyone looking to get into the game, if you're unsure of decks you want to play and or things worth checking out, Azul is definitely one of the pillars of content creation you should be checking out. I've net decked several one of his lists before, and they've netted me some decent success. I just have the mental capacity of a piece of wood, so that's why I play bad sometimes. But the decks themselves are not the problem. I'm the problem. Azul's the goat.
And look at the setup he's got going on. This is some quality stream management.
Yeah, bro's content man for sure.
Appreciated.
Underrated.
Also that. All right. I wonder what that Pokemon could be.
And pass. Come on. There we go. It's so funny every time.
Attach, pass.
Okay, so I guess you could go for the boss stall here. Yeah, that's not a bad call. You're just gonna pass it back to the old Iron Thorns here, see if they have anything in the hand worth playing. Pokeyard's gonna hit the deck, look at the top 7, grab a supporter card. And here comes the hammer, and it will connect. Wow, the research off the top rope was crazy.
They're just launching it.
It's going to be a fresh hand of 7 there for Omega Nerd.
Playing some cards, but the supporters are done. So you're not threatening anything like Airy or anything of the sort. No Ionos, nothing in between. Judge, etc. The TM is locked down. The Turbo Energize coming in to prep immediately the backup Iron Thorns. 4 cards in hand, and we're turoing the Ralts in order to make sure we can get this Banette in and start locking down the hand.
Enjoy your everlasting darkness forever, sir. Now comes the fun part for Azul. It gets to sit on... Now, the only bad thing that could happen here for Azul is if the other Ancient Future Booster Energy Capsule comes into play. Or you could Penny, which is frustrating to say the least. That will fix the item lock problem to remove it from play, I believe. Possibly. I actually don't know if that continues over or not. Don't quote me on that. It's late. But
so yeah, it just says during your opponent's next turn. So it doesn't read like it does.
Okay, no. So they should be good then.
Yeah, and kind of exemplified by pick up the Iron Thorns, put it down, play an energy attack. But the immediate Poltergeist on the side of the Bennett, though, able to hit for massive damage, 250 smackaroos.
Yeah, and the best part
240.
is, yep, and the good part is for Azul's on that, it's hand information. So, but you are going to fall victim to a knockout if this next turn, if your opponent is able to find an energy card.
Which this Arvin will be able to fetch the ability to get one thanks to the Earthen Vessel. Pitch the Canceling Cologne, pick up a pair of Lightning Energy, attach. Ooh, Lost City and attach.
Yeah, the Lost City is big, scary right now. That is going to make sure to ensure that those bayonets and Shuppets do not come back. So Azul's board's looking a little rough right now. We're going to promote the Scream Tail. We'll see what the top deck is. It is a heavy ball. Don't necessarily know if it's going to help right now, but we are going to reestablish a couple of ghosts and ghouls here.
Two more of the Bennets in deck as well. So you can kind of infer that there's nothing too crazy for the heavy ball to pick up. Yeah. One Gardevoir, an energy, a research, nothing too wild. So the heavy ball has nothing to replace, so it goes to the discard, and now the waiting game begins. As there is nothing to do but let things get smacked by the Iron Thorns.
Yeah, pretty much. Azul's got to find a prayer off this top deck. Here comes the Pokemon catcher. Tails on the catcher. No Gus.
Yeah, I guess you want to take out the Shuppet. Yeah, but we have the boss's orders anyway. You're just trying to play as many cards in hand and to take out the major threat, which is that Shuppet.
Yep, the Shuppet is indeed the the bad guy here. We're just gonna pass the buck back here. We have 3 prize cards left to be taken on the Iron Thorn side. Can Azul pull one out here? But I think Iron Thorn's looking pretty well set up here. It's gonna be a tough one to come out on top in, Henry.
Yeah, this set is looking like a game number 3. You've lost the luck. You have an Iron Thorns that is punching on all the little guys. No Curly is in sight. Screamtail looks to be the next victim. No means to set up for a Bennett. Yeah, this is a tough one.
No, it's definitely tough. Here comes the catcher. And the Devo just to thin out of the deck. But I think we're just going to see the swing here from Omega Nerd.
Yeah, and why would you do anything else, right?
All right, here we go.
Ultra Ball's not bad.
It ain't great.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really doing anything with it.
Yeah. But we get Curly on board here because Gardevoir EX is pretty useless in this matchup anyway. Oh, let's go, Iono. We're so back. Top player difference.
4 card to 2 card. Okay, Nest Ball is galore. That gets you a Shuppet and a Monkey, maybe?
I think you gotta go double. I think you gotta go. Ooh, okay. We're gonna go for the Mew, and then we're gonna play the Rod, maybe. Oh, but you can't. Yeah, you can't use restart anyway. So they were just gonna put the Mew down just to have the pivot out.
Yeah, I guess you got the Rolts get taken down, and then you go into the Mew, because Mew can also survive a hit, and as well as be a free retreat. So it's flex. The boss's orders is going to target exactly that Shuppet, though, and that goes into what you were saying, Kyle. Just maybe go for the second Shuppet to try and play around the boss's orders, but no, just didn't respect it, and he had it. The second Iona helps.
Well, and I don't think there's any more Chumpers left in the deck, so I think we're just gathering information at this point. I mean, I don't quite know what we're playing out here for. But oh, never mind. There's one left in the deck. One more.
There,
I got one
there
more
he
in
is.
me.
The final one, the final shot, and a Bennett off the top.
And again,
That
I guess
one,
this. Go ahead.
that one card just needs to not be anything that brings the Shuppet in.
Certainly, he doesn't have it again, right? Oh no! From the top rope. Oh my god! Wow.
You know what? That's my fault.
Flip it. Do you commentator's curse translates over in multiple games, Henry? It doesn't matter
And
what you're.
that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Don't you just auto win with Mimikyu no bench? You do, but I don't. This deck doesn't play Mimikyu. It's the. At least I don't think the Bayonet version of this deck plays Mimikyu. Yeah, no, it's more so of a Bayonet deck than it is like a Gardevoir EX deck. So I love Azul using the Galvantula deck box. It's very funny.
Big old spider. Friendly spider.
Ooh. like the spider from the Grove Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, that guy.
Jeff.
Oh,
Alrighty.
perfect.
Let's see how things will shape up here for Azul. In this winner takes all game 3.
For reference, OG Shi and Jose Iribe are currently in a game 2. Pidgeot Control and Clough.
With with the Clough up one game. Insanity.
He's gaming out of his mind right now.
Cloughington, bro. That I don't know how. But that should be studied by scientists.
Oh, and here we are in game number 3 for top 4. Winner gets to sit in finals for however long it takes for the other side to catch up. Instantly Buddy Poffin to get double Ralts. He's contemplating not doing double Ralts, as well as searching through the deck to anticipate what the prize cards are. Prime Catcher in deck is pretty good.
Yep, definitely a good card to have there. And because you're going first, you don't have to pigeonhole yourself to bench another Shuppet. Iron Thorn is not a deck that's going to attack you on the first turn anyway. So ideally for Azul, he's going to hit that Iono on. He's going to hit the Curlier first, and then you hit the Iono. You hope you get the Psychic Energy and a way to get the Bayonet out so you can start getting the item lock on.
A solid opening turn, and with the Armin coming down, you're not at all worried at hand disruption as well.
Nope, not at all. So here we go. We're gonna get the Pokemon Catcher and Technical Machine Turbo Energize. And here we go. The Techno Radar has hit the deck here. That is going to allow Omega Nerd to establish the other Iron Thorns. 3 of the 4 Pokemon in the deck have been placed out.
With the Energize and the energy attached as well. Oh, Pokemon Catcher.
Hit it.
Oh, with the Lament.
You don't miss.
Did not want to see that coin flip hit. Because now we're kind of stuck on this Ralts. And you have to... It slows down the attachment as well. Because you have to attach an energy in order to get the Ralts out of the active.
Yeah, exactly.
You hit another Curlia.
And I guess, again, we're just going to kind of build up the board here. Going to go for the Iono first, and then go for the Curlia, hopefully. We get the Bayonet, so we can establish that right now. But there is no way to move this Curly at the very moment, so that's tough.
Yeah, the only way to get the Curlia out would be something like a Turo immediately or just over the course of 2 turns. You're attaching 1 energy at a time.
Here comes the hammer. And it hits.
Oof.
Big oof. Roblox oof incoming.
Yeah. Every coin flip. Every coin flip has been hitting so far.
Gamblers miss 99% of the shots they don't hit. And here comes the Iono.
An interesting Iono, especially because the Turo was in hand to get the Bayonet online. Now you get the second Bayonet. Another Iono of your own. A Curlia as well. Kofu. the boy, the bud.
Big Kofu coming through to sell you, peddle his wares.
Yeah, to make the greatest trade deal. 2 cards on bottom of deck, draw 4.
I give you 2 cards on bottom, you get draw 4.
Refinement to trade out. Wonder what we're looking for here. The Turo again?
Ooh. Well, the Turtle's in the bottom of the deck right now, so that's...
Oh, right, because of the Iono.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think Azul's just trying to get as many resources in his hand as possible, it looks like, because I think once you evolve that Curly in the active, you kind of just threw this, you kind of threw in the flag on this turn at the very moment, but now you have a very set up, point of attack here, so you hope that the Curly gets knocked out here.
Yeah, as soon as the Curlia gets out of the active, however means that happens, either by knockout or able to switch it out in some way, shape, or form. Seems like we're going for the knockout here on the side of Omega Nerd. We're gonna lock in the Lost City. Yeah, we are going for it. 160. This is free reign for the Bayonet to sit down.
Yep, Bayonet. Good night, sweet prince. You, your services are no longer needed. Thank you for your time.
Get rid of the Lost City. Evolve for the next Bayonet to potentially get back the Kofu, the goat.
Now here comes the fun part. We have Everlasting Darkness. Bayonet set up. Azul going for the Iono here. You could just go off the rip and just go for the Poltergeist here and hope you hit enough item cards.
Yeah, that's why I liked that Iono as well, because you're building up your opponent's hand from 4 to 5 cards, giving you more wiggle room for extra damage. Can max out at 300 instead of just 240.
Yep, gonna refine away a couple more cards, draw into a few energies here. Ooh, he's just gonna go for it. Oh, only 1 item card, and actually, never mind. It's trainer cards. That's enough. We take those.
Hit 4. Yeah,
It's
Bayonet locks down item cards, but then hits for any trainer card.
Yeah, that's right. Poltergeist is an attack that's been printed multiple times, so you'd think I'd remember this by now. But hey, I'm just a talking head here. So good stuff there from Azul. And the best part about that move is that you get information at the very least. So now your opponent is forced to use that judge in their hand to get everyone back on an even playing field. And here comes the enhanced hammer, specifically used to discard special energy.
doesn't have any other means to attach energy in hand. The Buddy Poffin's not super duper helpful, but you've got some refinements and a Banette ready to set up a Iono again to refill everyone's hand. Try and pull the same ability as before. Any attach for turn is huge. The Super Rod as well could be used early to get yet more opportunity to draw some energy. The extra Curlia, super nice. Turbo through as much of the deck as possible. There's the energy.
Ooh,
So this Banette. Go for it.
Yeah, I was just saying, here comes the Puppet Offering. Gonna force your opponent to draw more cards with the Iono. Here he goes. We're just gonna thin it out.
Do you Super Rod now or later?
I don't. It might not matter here because if Azul, out of these 5 cards, if Azul hits everything he needs here, this could just be the game. Gonna let it rip. Do we have enough? Ooh, just
3.
short.
And that means, and without the second Banette having enough energy, that means this Banette's knocked it out, and we're just gonna be playing a little bit of the waiting game. Meanwhile, on the other side, Omega Nerd is hunting for that final.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess he's just playing it to get it out of his hand, right?
Yep, I guess you have a very limited shelf life on this stuff, but you have a big old hand there, and no other bench Pokemon. So if Azul's just able to find an energy card here, then he has an opportunity. Oh god, the top deck, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, the luminous energy is super nice. The second one is only okay. Because he's currently up on prize cards, right? It should be 2 to 3 right now.
Yes.
So that means the luminous energies are just colorless energies in hand. Needs a psychic energy to really turn on the Banette. Oh, it's 4 to 3 actually. So the luminous energies do count as psychic energies.
All right, thinking about the play. Here we go. Retreating out. This could be. Oh, okay, we're just gonna go for the lock instead.
It doesn't have enough energy in order to, or any sort of means to attach. So we're locking down the hand of any item cards. And one more. Any hit from this Banette. Any hit from any Pokemon.
Strong breeze.
Yeah. Can knock out the Iron Thorns. If there is a second Iron Thorns, an additional one, then the game continues. But Iron Thorns is not the strongest guy. You can't knock out Banette in 2 hits.
Oh, the judge.
Ooh, big judge.
Do we find the other Iron Thorns? Oh, there we go. Azul forced to play out another turn here. And a legacy energy coming down on the main Iron Thorns here.
The game continues. You can see it start to take a toll on both players here as they're just in a very, very tricky situation, both trying to chess piece their way through.
Yeah, I guess you take you can't lock there because then you're going to take the knockout anyway. So you might as well just swing for it. It's a tough spot to be in.
You could contemplate counter catching to try and max out damage on the other one, as well as it being not set up.
Yeah, you could do that because if you move the damage counters, or if you attach a luminous energy to that to that Monkey Dory, you can move the damage counters off of it, off of the active Bayonet to knock out the active Iron Thorns. So that could be a route that Azul goes here because damage counters does not trigger Legacy Energy. You're still taking the full 2 prize cards in that scenario.
Ooh, that is a nice workaround. The refinement fills up the hand. The double refinement fills up the hands. And you get the counter catcher. You get the luminous energy attached to the Monkey Dory.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what we're going to see here.
Yeah, nice call, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm not saying this happened to me at a League Cup a few weeks ago, but I might just be speaking from the heart here. Now we just get the lock on once again, and now we have a boneless Iron Thorns here in the active with a singular double turbo energy to show for his troubles here.
1 lightning energy is all it takes to put the clock on. The Monkey Dory was not able to get out the Bayonet out of kill range. So this should because it does 140 now, right?
Yep.
Iron Thorns, 140. Well, with the double turbo, however, it'll do less.
I think it's already due. Let me take a look here. I always forget how much those moves actually do in All right, it does 140 without the double turbo, 120 with it. So
now the Bayonet will survive a second hit.
Oh, but the Future Booster Energy Capsule does boost the damage of your future type Pokemon's attacks. Sort of an underrated set line of text on that card's printing.
So never mind. Just
the dream is
the
dead.
Lightning energy, but doesn't have it.
Oh, tough spot.
And you can anticipate all 4 of those cards might be item cards as well. He could attach for turn and end the game right here, right now, if he feels like he has the read.
Yep, he's moving here. There you go, trying to just get the pieces on deck here. Get Ultra Ball away, the Ultra Ball end of research. Let's take a quick look at what they have left in the deck.
Pitch the Gardevoir. Oh, man, all the energy you could ever need.
Yeah, no, this is going to be good stuff. This is going to actually help make the target a little bit smaller, too. With double Monkey Dory on the bench, you can now lower your target down by 60. Which is huge stuff.
Yeah, so now you're only at 140. You just need to hit 3, right? Drops a whole window, a whole card window down by 1.
All right, here we go. Put the brakes on him. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. If he couldn't play any cards last turn by doing Everlasting Darkness, then just whittling through. And even if he plays another Iron Thorns, only 2 prize cards left means that you are in free reign to chip away at this one, especially with the Prime Catcher in hand.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Just kind of waiting out. There we go. The pass back here. Do we go for broke here? But I do think instead, first we're gonna Adrenabrain some of his damage counters away here.
We are making the odds as favorable as possible to Poltergeist and hit 4.
Oh, and there we go.
Hit for enough.
That will be the knockout there. Plenty of damage there for Azul, and Azul will move on into our top 4 as there is no other bench Pokemon to be promoted. Henry, let's send it back to us for a second.
Yeah, all good.
Hang tight for 2 seconds, guys. Ooh, and we'll switch over to... Oh, God, my camera's not on. I'm a husk. Just kidding, I'm right here. All right, guys. So, here's the dealio. Azul has netted himself at least a guaranteed top two finish. There we go. That's a number. Top 2 finish. So, congratulations to Azul. It's late on the East Coast, so I am taking the audible because we are behind by a couple rounds here. We're going to end our portion of the stream off here tonight, so thank you guys for hanging out with us, as always. But Azul is going to be streaming, so if you guys haven't already checked him out, I mean, I'm sure if you're subscribed to us, you're subscribed to Azul. Everybody's kind of falls in the same ecosystem, so you guys, we're going to send you guys over to check that out over yonder. Getting into some Casper streams. Oh, can anyone tell me if this is YouTube only or if it's live on Twitch? We're only doing this on YouTube, so
yeah, we are.
So that's us.
Why?
So you guys, if you guys want to check out more from us, we're obviously we have videos all over the place here in the Shuffle Squad. Henry and I are here every week or so,
Wednesday.
Whatever it is, every Wednesday. So if you guys want to check us out, what we're doing, you can check us out respectively. Henry, where can the people find more about you?
You can find what I'm doing on Twitter or on Blue Sky, namely Blue Sky now because Twitter is exploding again for the umpteenth time, at UBL267.
Yeah, and I saw someone in the chat asking if we, if they have any questions regarding commentary about Pokemon and other stuff. The best place to reach me, and I'm sure Henry feels the same way, is reach out on Twitter. That's I'll read. I'll read the stuff there. I'm a Koopa NJ across platforms. You guys can follow me over yonder. And I'm on Blue Sky too. I'll tweet like once a week. I don't know. Twitter's social media is a myth. So until next time. Yeah. Until next week, folks. Enjoy the rest of the stream as everything catches up, and we'll catch you guys